Welcome to the Ideal Investor Show. This is the podcast where we help you challenge your mindset and discover where you are. Tired of stories about other people's success? We can help you change your life, determine your time freedom point, and join us on the journey to financial success. Let's go. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Ideal Investor Show, where we bring you great episodes and great content related to money and finance, investing, reaching the time freedom point, and financial independence. We have recently started a mini-series that comes from a workshop that I attended, and the result of the workshop was that we helped each other as participants to identify what could we do differently to have more success and better engagement with you, the audience. And for me, the statement that came out of the workshop was that there is, on the one hand, all the factual and data-driven and charts stuff that has to do with investing in money, but then there's also the emotional side. And it was kind of like a revelation that people felt I haven't really attacked or addressed and spoken much about the emotional side of money and investing. And so I wanted to make up for that and started this mini-series. And if you want to hear exactly more about the details, please go back to the beginning of the mini-series where I'm explaining exactly how this workshop worked out. And so today I want to talk a little bit about another aspect, another emotion that we are striving for when it comes to things related to money, but also in general when it comes related to our life. And that has to do with stability. Because if you really think about it, most people have at some point experienced a situation where you would say, okay, when people ask you, how is it going? Where you would say, yeah, everything is pretty much okay. Everything is running normal, right? And what we mean by when we say it's running normal is that we have a state of comfort where our life, including the financial aspects, are organized and structured in a certain way. Like we know when to get up in the morning, we know where to go in the morning, we know when our lunch break is, we know when we have dinner, we know what our work is, and so forth. And so this kind of life stability and financial stability can create an overwhelming desire for financial security. And sometimes that happens at the expense of potential growth opportunities. Now, this is more from like a meta perspective. And I wanted to give you a little bit of an example how this actually manifested itself in my coaching and mentoring practice. So we have John, who has a childhood that was marked by frequent moves and financial uncertainty. And now that he is an adult, he found himself obsessively seeking stability, sometimes at the cost of opportunities that presented themselves to him. And when I asked him, he said, I just want to know I'll be okay, right, when it comes to what his decisions are. In our sessions, when we had our mentoring sessions, he acknowledged that there is maybe an overwhelming desire for stability, and he is hesitant to get out of his comfort zone. And so we created a solid financial foundation that gave him the peace of mind by just basically sitting down and looking at what do you really need to feel comfortable, to feel stable, to be in a good place emotionally and mentally. And then when you can say, okay, these parameters are met. And oftentimes people that seek this stability aspect, they are very structured, they have spreadsheets for everything and so forth. And so ultimately, John was able frequently to go back and say, okay, what is my situation now? In general terms, it was basically possible to say, okay, my finances are also indicating that I can make investments. And we started slow with just small investments at $50 in tokenized real estate. And then we got some gold and silver coins and ultimately got into property investing. So the journey for everybody is the same. But what was important for John in his particular case was that we always maintained this aspect of stability so that he could always go back and say, yep, everything is still stable, everything is still in place. So from this stable position, from this comfortable position, I can take the next action, I can make the next move. And as you can imagine, as he made more and more moves and he made more and more investments and he expanded his portfolio, he also got a little more comfortable to get out of this stability first, investment second. And I would say, if I look at it now, several years later, he would probably admit that his life is more balanced because he still wants stability, but he doesn't want it for basically the sake of foregoing opportunity, especially when he acknowledges that in some cases when an opportunity comes along, he actually has the funds to take advantage of it, right? Even if it's a little bit of disruption in his normal, stable, steady life. So that's basically this aspect of, how do we react and what are sometimes the circumstances and why are we doing and investing and behaving in a certain way. I hope this was informative and educational, and if you like to share any of your stories, any of your experiences, or you think I might be able to help you, then please go to idealinvestorshow.com, find the button that says book a call, and let's get a conversation on the calendar and hopefully have a conversation so we can see if I can help you, what your goals are and what you're struggling with, so that you can accomplish financial independence and reach the time freedom point. That's it for today. Be well and stay safe, and I talk to you tomorrow.